my name is Kimberly Steele, and for my Educational Thinker presentation, I did it on Thomas Gallaudet. Thomas Hopkins Gallaudet was born in 1787 and grew up in Hartford, Connecticut. He was claimed to have had poor health issues throughout his life. However, that did not stop him from getting his bachelor's and master's degree from Yale University. Although he had so much accomplished in school, he was unsure of what to do after college. But that all changed in 1814 when Gallaudet visited his family in Connecticut. While on his visit, he met a young deaf woman named Alice Cogsworth. He attempted to communicate with her, and when she understood him, he was instantly inspired to teach her more, but he didn't know how. Since there were no schools for deaf children at that time in the United States, he traveled to Europe to seek methods on how to educate deaf individuals. Along the way, he went to an institution for deaf students in Paris, France, and met a young deaf teacher named Lornette Clerc. Gallaudet convinced Clerc to come back to America with him, and together they established the American School for Deaf Education in 1817. Gallaudet became president of the school while Clerc was positioned as a teacher there. Clerc and Gallaudet also incorporated their own version of sign language, which today is American Sign Language. Later, Gallaudet married one of the graduates of his school, Sophia Flower, and they had 8 children together. In 1864, President Abraham Lincoln signed a charter to establish a national college for deaf students. Edward Gallaudet, Thomas's youngest son, followed in his father's footsteps and helped lead and make the world's first and only college that is completely devoted to deaf and hard of hearing individuals. It was later named Gallaudet University in honor of his father, Thomas Gallaudet. It is thanks to Thomas Gallaudet for revolutionizing deaf education around the world. There are currently over 100 programs in schools devoted to deaf and hard of hearing students in the United States. Also, Gallaudet's methods of deaf education and sign language, they're still being used today. Some critics claim that there were misconceptions about why and how Gallaudet became a supporter of sign language. Gallaudet argues how there were very limited resources in the deaf community and not appreciated, and how poorly the individuals were treated in society. Knowing this, Gallaudet decided to make a difference, and many praise him for his work and efforts for deaf and hard of hearing individuals. He created equal opportunity for deaf and hard of hearing students and gave those students a chance to be educated and to succeed amongst their hearing peers in society. I praise Thomas Gallaudet for all the work he has done for the deaf and hard of hearing community. I understand how difficult it may be for the deaf and hard of hearing students who may feel left out of place, or feel as though they have more obstacles to overcome compared to their hearing peers. It is truly disheartening how neglected the deaf community was at that time. It is very important for everyone to be able to learn, grow, and strive, whether they have a disability or not. And this is exactly what Thomas Gallaudet did. He helped accommodate the deaf and hard of hearing individuals, and he transformed deaf education around the world as we know it today. Thank you.